Hi, and welcome back to an episode of the History of Fan Anime. I'm your host, William Chow. In today's episode, get into another one of these really fun history episodes where we go in and analyze something about my room. Okay, so in today's episode, I have this picture that I had to look up for the as reference, and it's a really famous picture that I've been using it as a thumbnail and clips and reference to my old place that I had back when I was on Madison Street. Okay, and so I'm gonna get into now that I've actually dug up the actual picture instead of a JPEG. I can actually now look much closer at some of the details that are in the picture that I couldn't before. Now with a better resolution, actual photograph for that. So we're going to go into in more detail of what I see in the picture. All right. So before I begin, I'd remind everyone to go down below and click like and subscribe. Definitely put a comment about some of the things that you see in the video, especially if you've personally owned or actually enjoyed some of the series that are in the actual video, because that means a lot of our tastes align at this particular time, right? I also, if you choose to support me financially, I also have the super thanks button down below, and I also have the episodes available for the Patreon and PayPal for links below for the subscribers. Okay, now being in the middle of the summer season, I'm just getting ready for a road trip into the U.S. So I won't be able to get anything into it in the next 2 weeks. But again, once I get back and everything, I will be able to add some more interesting things, because I've managed to find a couple of tapes from archives, and I'll basically be able to decode those and put those on as well as for you people on there. So again, thank you very much for those people that are on the subscriber list. I will get some more new content on there very soon. So I'm up to about 20 episodes of material there, and I really like to thank all the people who participated in the anime giveaway. Definitely, we will do that again when we get to the next sort of milestone, as it were. Okay, so in today's episode, we're going to cover my first place I went to. Again, a little bit of history. I just graduated out of high school, and I've now moved into Vancouver, and beginning to go to the University of British Columbia as for my university education. And again, ran into a whole bunch of people through UBC, and basically through my travels around Vancouver and whatnot, I've managed to find some Japanese video stores, a Japanese bookstore. Been through Chinatown many times, and different parts of Chinatown, and basically building up and collecting out this thing called anime. Okay, and I guess one day I decided, okay, I'm getting a good number of stuff. It looks like probably a few milk crates full of anime, and starting to collect up a sizable wall of video cassettes of various different anime. I decided I must, using an old physical camera, take a picture of myself sitting in front of, what the expanse of my video collection was. A bit of a vanity thing to do, but I guess I was thinking that way back then. Which is good, because now I'm able now, almost 20, 30 years later, look at this exact same picture and actually pick out things that were big and stories and that kind of stuff that I could see in this picture that I couldn't see before, or don't remember, just because of how much time has passed. But this picture allows me to encapsulate that like a time capsule. So, and all those people, make fun of yourself by taking selfies of yourself and doing all these different things. Well, if you're in front of something historical and timing like this actually can serve as a good time capsule for yourself. Maybe when you get back to it and look at it 30 years later, then you can actually realize and remember some of the things that you did at this time when you took this picture. Not to say you should take selfies of yourself for everything, but this is definitely probably a good time to do so. Anyway, so without further delay, let's get into the zoom up of this picture, and I'll tell you some of the things that are in this picture that I can pick out right away. All right. So without further delay, let's begin. Okay, so the first thing we'll look at that's really easy is let's look at the row of manga sitting on the top of the sofa right where my elbow is. There's a whole line of them there. And I can see most of them are Orange Road ones. Okay, so I can see that there's a couple of covers of Orange Road away. Jinri Nakoka, which is sort of translates to like human cat family or something like that. Yeah. There's the graphic novel or the movie, perfect movie book for Macross the movie. And there's some more Orange Road covers there as well, right up to my elbow there. And I can see that right in the center of the couch thing up is the Orange Road manga, which is exactly the same one as the one that's on my T-shirt that I'm wearing. So, a big fan of Orange Road and those type of mangas. I decided to pick that set out and put those across the top of the sofa in this picture here. Now, right above my head are two concert T-shirts. The one on the left is the David Bowie concert, and the one on the right is the Thompson Twins. And those are hanging basically on top of the curtains to the window. Now, at this time, the picture in the window is Samantha Fox. Now, the reason why I put that one there is that to prevent people from looking in, I put a poster over the window so that during the daytime you see nothing, but during the nighttime, when the lights on, you actually see the poster that's inside. You actually see, because the light shines outwards, you'll actually see the window filled with the poster, and that will give people something to watch on the outside. Okay, and so the next easiest row to identify is basically the row that's sitting on the couch, facing upwards, against the backrest of the sofa there. Now, from left to right, that's pretty easy to identify. We got the Gundam Charged Counterattack art book. We have a Venus Wars art book. Next one is the Akira book. There's one for Armor Trooper Vodums. And the one closest to the next to me is the Kimi Dakara Illustrations art book. This one does not exclusively Orange Road stuff. I think it's mostly Green Mommy stuff that is in that one. Okay, so the next part is probably a little harder. It's basically the books that are sitting on the actual seat of the sofa. The way that they, of course, are laid out is the titles are obviously on the top, and they're overlapping in the opposite direction. So obviously there's a lot. You can only really identify the ones on top there. But the two that I see obviously right away is I see right in the front there is the Robotech Art 2, so volume 2 of the Robotech artwork book set. And I also see the last volume of Orange Road. It's just sitting on the top there. Again, that's a very, very, famous and popular issue that I always needed to look at. Okay, and that's basically it. So that's all the books and that kind of stuff I can see readily in the picture. The other big prominent thing, obviously, is the video cassettes lying against the wall. And I decided, okay, well, at this time, how many video cassettes is actually on that wall there? So I pulled up a little count, and using the close-up, I can count how many are on the rack on the left here, as well as the rack just right behind my head on the right there. There is 284 counted cassettes on the list. So this is a fair collection that I got of anime, and especially at this time where, again, translations and stuff is very, very few and far between, because again, they didn't get to the major releases until 92, and we're still at this time we're at 87. All right, I hope you survived that to be a nice blast in the past. And again, as I go through and find more of these interesting pictures of and whatnot, I've when going through and found other pictures of this one. One of the ones I managed to find was more pictures from one of the road trips down to San Diego, featuring Richard. And again, I'm right now doing quite a few interviews with Richard, and getting some great stories and whatnot, including things like Naked Nintendo and whatnot. Those are coming up in the next few episodes, so do check out for that. All right, so until next time, I will see you again.